for you. I'm here with Seb.
Hello, Eros Knights.
Yeah, the usual suspects. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, good.
Ian, you were sharing a theory about Jafar. From
Yes,
Aladdin.
I was. Well,
to share it.
here it is. Jafar is actually the hero.
Yeah?
I see.
I instantly
Right.
believe that.
Right. Look at Agrabah. The streets of Agrabah, what do you see?
I see
Thieves.
I see a very poor economy.
Precisely.
I see quite a bit of misogyny as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems. I
Yeah.
think the general problem is that Agrabah isn't exactly a very stable place, especially when their entire military, their entire police force, can't catch one man who happens to know a lot of parkour.
One man who's surprisingly good at avoiding the law. Let's give some credit to Aladdin here.
While
Yeah, a guy
singing as
who
well,
uses- who
it's
happens to
hard
be
to
very good.
multitask.
Yeah, he gives away his position all
Yeah.
the goddamn time.
Where is
Along
he?
with the
One
monkey.
job ahead of up. There he is.
Along with a monkey, I might add. He has a monkey.
Do you
He
think
trained
that if
a
they
monkey
were
to
trapped
steal
in a cave
things.
for a few days, him and the monkey, that he would resort to eating the monkey if he had to?
Yeah.
Eating a boo.
Would he eat a boo if he really, really had to?
Well, considering the conditions, then yeah.
How
I
hungry
don't
would he
think
have
so.
to be to do that?
I don't think so. He shared that bread with those street urchins, which leads me to suspect that Aladdin puts compassion before his stomach.
Oh, have you heard that they're making a new Aladdin movie where he visits a French river? It's called Aladdin Sane.
Yeah.
That
So,
was terrible even by
Does
your
it piss
standards.
anyone else off when people get Ziggy Stardust and Aladdin Sane mixed up? Because like the picture where he's got the lightning thing across his face, that's actually Aladdin Sane, that's not Ziggy Stardust.
yeah.
Did you know they're actually making up a film where Aladdin meets where Aladdin's son gets thrown off orbit and into the sun? It's called Aladdin's Son.
Aladdin's son? Is that meant to be a pun on Aladdin Sane?
I have no idea now. I lost my train of thought. I'm having
Anyways.
trouble with the broadcast again. I don't know
Anyway,
why
so-
it's happening.
So Agrabah is in poverty, it's in trouble. Why is that?
Because they have incompetent leadership.
I
That's
think that much is
correct.
totally
He's more obsessed with feeding his parrot crackers than anything else.
So the Sultan,
The Sultan is actually always feeding Jafar's parrot crackers, actually, even though
Oh, of
he
course
doesn't.
he
basically
is.
you're
Bit
So basically, you're
generous,
saying
but...
the Sultan is basically a late era version of Ronald Reagan.
yeah.
Oh god.
with the facial hair to back it up. It's basically an animated version of President Snow. Except instead of being sinister, he's just foolish.
Yeah. And he sits in his palace all day and he's playing with toys.
He's
Yeah.
Christian Weston Chandler.
Precisely.
I will have you know I am the Sultan of Agrabah for life.
He's a
Yeah.
bit like Robert Mugabe, except, you know, without the army behind him.
He is just Christian Weston Chandler. He's a man who's, past his 30s who just wants to play with his toys and claims to be being in a position of absolute power, yet doesn't seem to understand that that same power actually has responsibilities. Like how
Do you
Chris is
think-
supposed to be the mayor of Quickville, and yet is terrible at his job.
I
Do
just
you
like
think,
how
as
he
the
acted when Jafar
Sultan,
was
his
exposed to the
responsibilities
Sultan.
include the area of swing? You know, do you think he's the Sultan of swing?
Probably.
Also, he's easily hypnotised by a staff.
I mean, you know,
But then
after
again,
all, Agrabah
but
is
then
in
I'm-
dire straits, so that would
But
make
then I'm
sense.
pretty much
You bring up a
but then
good
again,
point. I never saw Jafar use that staff on anyone else. Like, is that
Look,
just
I think
because...
that, look, I'll be honest, I
Maybe
think
it
the
only
Sultan
works for
would be-
one person.
I think that the Sultan, if I'm being perfectly honest, would be hypnotised by keys. you should approve this bill over here that lets me enslave all women under the age of 18.
Is that why the
really
Middle
sure
East
about
is so messed up?
Oh, but you must. Here, look, keys. Ooh, you want the keys, don't you, Sultan? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, they're quite shiny. Then sign your name here, and the keys will be yours.
Okay.
Idiot. Those keys
So-
open a padlock that doesn't even exist anymore. I melted
Oh
it
Christ,
down.
it's a good thing
to
that the
make this
internet
sound.
doesn't exist in Agrabah then.
I do like the armour.
Well,
Yeah.
now,
It's a bit dead space,
Jafar,
Oh, you playing sci-fi bumper cars, Ollie?
essentially.
Now this
Funny
is
game,
pod
wish I could
racing.
do that in real
Yeah.
No,
life.
it's not.
No, it's not. Well, neither was what Anakin was doing in episode 1. That wasn't pod racing, and he should know better. He was a pod racer.
Oh, speaking of, I had a chance to buy the Dreamcast version of Star Wars Pod Racers at one point.
Oh my god.
That was a great game.
They need to make a new pod racers game.
Now this is pod racing. Really, I couldn't tell by the stadium made specifically for pod racing. I thought this was Tatooine Ballet.
I wonder what a Star Wars pod racer version of Motorstorm would be like.
I kind of see it as pod racing as their version of NASCAR.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Where we're going to drive our car and then swing it to the left.
so, yeah, so Agrabah has all these problems. And there is only one man to clean up those problems, and that's Jafar.
Jafar's a hero of the people.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
does he clean them up though? I seem to notice that he spends more of his time trying to grasp power than actually solving anyone's problems. I mean, he's in a high position, and seeing as how the Sultan isn't just messing around playing with toys, Jafar has many options to make decisions. He even managed to persuade some of the guard to turn on Aladdin while everyone thought he was a prince. So I'd say Jafar had plenty of opportunity and method to make decisions on behalf of the people, but didn't.
But
Well, he had
needed
to
the
consolidate his power first.
He had the power.
Yes, but he
I
needed
thought
to
not
show.
enough.
Yes, but he
He
needed to,
needed to get like the
show
trade
power.
unions behind him. He needed to get the public sector behind him. There was a lot that he had to do. It wasn't simple. You know, he had to get a better idea of the country's finances for starters, but he was too busy dealing with Aladdin and other shit to do all that.
Plus, maybe he saw through Aladdin's shit and knew for a fact. Wait a minute, that's not a prince.
Yeah.
Aladdin's a terrorist. Quick,
He needed time
arrest
to
Osama
investigate
bin
that shit.
Aladdin.
I don't
Yeah,
think
he
it
saw
was quite
through
like
Aladdin.
that. I mean, I remember one of my favourite Jafar moments where he asks Aladdin where he came from, and Aladdin says, "It's not where you've been to," and Jafar says, "Try me."
You know, this reminds me
Yeah,
of
he's-
that itchy and scratchy
wait
thing
two
from The
more
Simpsons
movies.
where
You
he
should have said
keeps
wait
chopping
two more
Itchy in
movies.
half and then he gets a lot smaller.
I believe that Jafar had been around the known world, seen
Now, you
everything
can go
that's
with a piggy pig.
You and don't you lie.
I promise I will never hurt you.
Yeah, but... So yeah, like, getting people behind him is a pretty costly business. And knowing the
And
Sultan is probably...
time-consuming.
Yeah, and knowing the
Plus, the
Sultan...
guards were
he's-
already. Plus, the guards were already after him to begin with, and think of all the times they failed to get him, and how stupid that makes them look. He's really just done them a favour. And goes, look, there's the guy you've been looking for. There he is. See?
Yeah, precisely.
Then they can at least redeem some of their, situation. Because honestly, failing for that long.
Yeah, it's a pretty damning indictment, isn't it?
Well, it is if you're incompetent at your job, but they should be grateful that the Sultan was an idiot, was a complete idiot.
Yeah, and plus getting people on your side is a costly business, and knowing the Sultan, he's probably blown it all on toys. So Jafar had to take drastic action and find a magic lamp.
But the people are starving to death. What should we do, Sultan? Will this affect my Nintendo Wii?
Jafar was the hero we all needed.
Not the hero we
No, not one we served. Oh. Here's a thought. You know in Lion King, the one thing that you can't blame Scar for is drought. No, to be fair, he got criticised for the one thing that probably wasn't his fault. I'm not saying he was great, obviously he had his problems, but the drought was not his fault.
Well, the only way to accept it as his fault would be to say that nature itself decided to give a big fuck you to Scar and go, we don't approve you as a king. Fuck you.
Yeah, but nature's just harming innocent people to make a point.
Exactly, so nature's the villain.
Nature's a dick.
Nature or Mufasa.
You're saying that he became the spirit of nature and he's taking revenge on his people, like, oh what, you'll just let Scar take over? Well, fuck you then.
Well, Scar killed him and then in revenge, Mufasa became like a sky spirit, a nature spirit, and then started fucking everything up for him.
I'm going to spite your reign as king just to prove a point, just to spite you. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds right for the guy who was in the Coming to America, where he played the king of Africa.
Such a good movie.
It's like Black Panther, except without the superhero stuff.
It is like Black Panther without the superhero stuff.
You're going to just call Coming to America Black Panther, but this time he's an idiot. He's not as smart and he's not a superhero.
Isn't Black Panther good, Bob?
I find that Black Panther could have just as easily avoided that challenge by saying, you're the son of a traitor, you've no claim to anything. That would have been true.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been true to his character.
I'll tell you what though, the guy who had his lip, the guy with the disc lip, the one who actually asked him what his name was, you know what my commentary to that was?
What?
We didn't want him to ask that question, and when he did, I found myself saying, thanks, Big Mouth.
Oh. I doubt him and his wife do oral.
Or if they do, it's a very messy job.
Oh god. It's stuck again.
Drips all over the place.
It's stuck again.
Just drips all over the place.
Did we really have to add that?
Christ, I hope it's not in a gay relationship. You'd get one hell of a scraping.
Did we really have to still have
well, at least I've got a lot less dead skin there, I guess.
Why are we having this conversation now?
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable, it makes me wonder why we're having this conversation.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable, it makes me wonder why we're having this conversation.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
Or is it like one of those things like where apparently it's better when you've got a stud on your tongue, you know, it's like that times 100, and it's like the ultimate, you know, fellatio.
I don't know, I can't quite...
What, you mean you've never, you know, like, been given fellatio by someone with a stud on their tongue, or you've never been given fellatio by someone with one of those big, you know, disc lips?
Have you?
Neither, to be honest.
He's to be fair, he's conservative, so it's possible he has at some point, but he won't publicly admit it.
You know, some women actually ask me about my opinion.
Or anything that distracts people from my autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I've already had enough of that for a day. I had to explain to someone, seriously, the difference between a public execution of hanging and autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh god.
I suppose the punishment has to fit the person, doesn't it?
Well, no, they basically posted this picture on their Twitter, and it basically pissed off everybody. And he went, I don't know why everyone's upset. He went, because you basically put up a public execution. And he went, but that's my bet, it's my kink, it's autoerotic asphyxiation. He went, you've got a woman literally hung there naked with a rope around her neck while the military kick her off a stool. I don't think that counts as autoerotic asphyxiation unless you're going into a very, very extreme area. But look how the context is going to look.
So this person posted a picture of someone who was dead. Are you sure it wasn't Logan Paul or something?
Well, it was obviously a cartoon picture, but the context, it was the context that pissed people off. It upset a lot of people, mainly because a few people have actually, who had seen the picture, just so happens to have had people who have hung themselves, in the family.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So, it's a bit of a tender subject and it was a trigger thing for them. But, the point still stands, it was basically inappropriate content to put on their Twitter page, and their entire defense for putting it up was, you're bullying me and kink-shaming me.
Now this is one of the reasons why I tend to think social media is a blow upon humanity.
It is, it really is.
We all know it is.
Worthless opinions of people going so far out reacting to them. It just grinds me down on just how irritated people
But even so, I will admit the picture was very graphic and it was kind of, oh Jesus, no, you can't get away with putting stuff like that up. Someone is going to call you out eventually. Someone might as well just tell you.
No, that doesn't belong on the internet.
It doesn't. It does not. It doesn't. Regardless of whether it was a cartoon or what, it was that and the fact that they publicly, not in like direct messages where it's private, on their page, where most people who follow them could see it, defended the damn thing. And saying it's my fetish, and anyone who says I shouldn't be allowed to enjoy this is kink shaming me.
Not only that, but also I imagine there've probably been a number of prisoners of war who've probably undergone that level of,
Yeah. These things are not things you try to fetishize or post on. If something like that is you like having extreme kink or anything, at the very least, keep it private.
There's ways to express it.
Can we steer clear from this subject and get back to the game, please?
Well, yeah, there is such a thing as keep it in the bedroom, which is ironically where I also keep my soda.
Or at least some sort of private room in the house.
No one gets my soda. No.
If it's not too much trouble, could we just get back to the game and clear off this topic? Because after this actually has gotten uncomfortable for me now.
Oh, Michael Blow told me a funny story the other day. You know how he works at a hotel?
Right.
Apparently he walked in on 2 lesbians having sex on a windowsill.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. How did he walk in? Did he just get a wrong room?
No, I think he went in and didn't realise anyone was in there. But he was looking why they were on the windowsill and not on the bed.
I think Ollie's problem with this one is that Terra himself, despite him being a nightmare in Kingdom Hearts 2, is so slow and goddamn clunky.
Is that the case, Ollie?
He is. That's the thing, because there's 3 characters to play as, and so apparently to enjoy the story, or at least for it to make any kind of semblance of sense, Terra has got to be finished first. But if you may have noticed, if you watched any of the earlier streams, that the levels do not take, barring deaths at bosses, they're not as long as, say, Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 is. But Terra's problem is that he's powerful, he's got really good attack, but his defense and his speed and everything else is just abysmal.
Did you know that the Paul Blart Mall Cop franchise has been bought by Disney?
Oh lordy.
And they're actually releasing a video game called Kingdom Blarts.
Did you know that? No word of a lie, they're actually making Rush Hour, another Rush Hour movie.
That's incredible. Has anyone ever heard about that Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz thing? Where apparently another brick in the wall is synced perfectly with the Wizard of Oz. No, it's not another brick and wall. Sorry, it's the Dark Side of the Moon album. So if you listen to the whole album at the same time as you watch The Wizard of Oz, you know, the lyrics will correspond to what's happening on the screen, and it will sync perfectly.
Quick question: which version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory do you prefer?
The original.
Tim Burton version or the okay? My wife hates the original. She thinks that the original Willy Wonka looks like a child molester.
That's the point. But so does the new one.
Oh yeah. The new one actually does seem like he's a sex offender of some kind.
He looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think that was intentional too.
I prefer not to choose.
I kind of like the original because I just love the idea of Gene Wilder getting angry.
The boat scene is perfect though in the original.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just love the idea. I just love that whole. I think I've seen Gene Wilder at one point just screaming in every conceivable swear word you can think of. Like Willy Wonka screaming that at Charlie.
The only time I heard him swear was when he was on Blazing
This whole time I've been
Saddles.
telling myself I want to be stronger, more independent. But the second I let my heart do the talking,
You stupid knowledge, dumb bastard!
You know, I'm upset that we're not going to get to go to Mulan's world again, and I can't do another. Damn Mongolians, you blow up my
maybe in his
shitty
heart, he
wall.
wants friends, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, the people at Spartown Comics told me that they're actually doing a Black Widow movie.
I can live with a Black Widow movie. I think I could live with it.
It's not like Scarlett Johansson isn't up to the challenge. I'd say it's about
No, definitely not. She is definitely fit. She's definitely good enough to do that.
I mean, the movies she does, you know, she probably does more movies than most people at the moment.
Although the
Everyone
trailer,
needs a hobby.
the trailer in Infinity War suggests that she's turning blonde, which means it is unlikely that we'll probably see Yelena Belova as a villain at any point.
I still like the fact we're getting Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
We thought it would be funny to sneak into the cinema today and replace the film reels of Coco with the film reels of 50 Shades Freed.
You thought that would be fun.
It would have been funny.
You're an asshole.
Hey Ollie, is this a stitcher?
Why would you explain anyone to 50 Shades Freed? I mean,
Yeah, it's bad enough that it exists.
But that's why it would be so funny.
a version of what it's trying to do.
We all know it. But
It's like it even just fails at what it's trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I know. I have actually got friends in the BDSM community who have said that the 50 Shades books are terrible.
I can't blame them for thinking so.
They said it's a very inaccurate understanding of the culture, and that's why all that shit happened. You know, when those people ended up almost killing each other because they didn't actually understand how BDSM actually works. They didn't understand that you needed a safe word. And I think it led to some woman actually smacking a boyfriend around the head with a lamp because he was going too far.
Okay, Sam, this might make you laugh. I saw this in a newspaper the other day, and it's the sort of thing we'd cover in Odd News if we were still doing the podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember the Odd News stuff. Oh yeah,
You ready for the Odd News?
I also oddly thought of you with the Professor Lyric stuff. I remember someone actually tried to dissect. I think the Kayfabe News tried to dissect the Seth Rollins song that he has, and they did it in the style of Professor Lyric.
Ah. But anyway, Sam, here's the odd news. Somebody was hospitalised after using an anglerfish's stomach to masturbate.
Maybe he's wondering what a friend is.
Very odd.
Did you catch that, Sam?
My name is Terrabyte.
Yeah, I got it.
But why would you? Who looks at an anglerfish and thinks, you know...
When you feel it.
I'm gonna fuck her!
Yeah, exactly.
You are only meant to think about what it is you will destroy next. Now, I fix what is wrong with you.
Red alert! Red alert! Experiment 627
stay here and get caught.
about.
How would you rate Stitch as a living weapon of destruction?
Wouldn't know, I've not seen it.
I haven't seen
4 out of 10. It's no Bret Hart.
Van? Aqua?
I suppose the Regis Mark V from Megas XLR easily surpasses him.
Look, he's the lingering will already.
Look, Ollie, you get to play as the guy who killed you.
I know, right?
Yeah. How badly did he kill you, Ollie?
Not two. Let's see.
Well, you don't get to pilot a ship in this, you just get a bike.
Well, it's less stressful than the gummy ship, I suppose.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Has Ollie ridden the village bike yet? Imagine if that was the name of the actual vehicle in this game, that'd be confusing.
There's that bazooka that was always one-shotting you, Ollie. Do you think there's a chance you'll be able to use that in this game?
Yeah, I don't know about the cannon.
It'd be interesting if you did, right?
Yeah, it makes some fights a lot easier. Anyway, Ollie, I think we need to pick another world.
I mean, you'd have to come up with a one-liner before you fired that.
Oh my god, the worst thing happened. I won't say who it is because I don't want to make them more sad just in case they're watching and sort of, you know, it's someone we all know. A relative of theirs died and somebody accidentally posted, because they put it on Facebook, someone on their timeline accidentally posted a gif of Abraham Lincoln dancing. How awkward's
don't
that?
know how to respond to...
It's
Why does Pete have a
Thanks for
car?
piping up back there.
Shipway.
Racing.
Oh
At first
great,
I-
now they've got into the Mario Kart phase.
Nice to meet you,
I thought it was Wacky Races at first. I thought it was Wacky
I'm
Races.
sure you had your reasons.
Well, we all
but
know
I
you'd be
can't say
Dick
that I
Dastardly.
approve either.
Absolutely.
Well, rules don't apply
That's
when
it,
you're up
McLear.
against the unversed.
I always liked how Dick Dastardly would have won if he just played by the rules.
Disguised in shadows.
My favourite moment is the one where he got sealed in concrete. And Murphy tried to get him out with dynamite.
I still
I
love
seem
that
to
they
remember
had
seeing an
that whole...
episode where Dick Dastardly did actually win.
Who made me miss
Oh no,
No, I remember when he started chasing a pigeon.
Come
Oh
on,
god,
Uncle.
Pete's a supervillain.
Somebody bringing in a
He's the Baghdad.
Oh, I'm not even a
The
racer.
Baghdad.
I am the ultimate trash-talking father. I am the Baghdad. Do you think he'll do that splash? Where, you know, where he jumps up, where he tries to splash onto someone and he just misses by an
Well, I can't say
entire
racing
20,
interests me,
like 10 feet.
But I need to defeat
Here's a
him.
thought for everybody before dinner. You know how Pete's hand is like the size of this guy's torso? How big do you think other parts of his body are?
Oh, for fuck's sake, why would you even go there?
I don't know, I
why
just want
would
you
you
to think
go
about it. Just slap it on the table.
How much furry art do you do these days?
Again, he's a conservative MP.
But
He's
he's
meant
not
to
that
have a lot
furry
of
though,
sex.
he's just a guy who...
He's kind of into a lot of dark, disgusting things that if they got out publicly would ruin his career.
He
So let's
happens to be an
expose them.
animal.
Yay! Terra's gonna be a new racer.
Yeah, it's more bestiality than anything else. That's worse.
I wasn't saying it was a good thing, I was just saying that it might have girth.
It's the fact that you're thinking of an animal's genitals is worrying.
Yeah, they only
Blue
really get
whales
away
is the
with
size
that.
of a bus, I think.
Yeah, we're not, you know what? We've learned something really weird about you, Seb.
And I think
The only
a
thing
blue
the only
whale's
people who've
heart
ever
is the
gotten away
size
with
of the
that
Mini
sort of thing
Cooper,
were
I
James
think.
May, Richard Hammond and Jeremy Clarkson. And that was on one episode of Top Gear involving a horse.
Wait, if this is Wacky Races, do we have to do that whole thing they did in South Park where we have to get cereal and sit in our pajamas to watch the violence?
Well,
All I
I'm
know
already
for
having
sure-
a lie down, so I'm halfway there.
All I know is that if Dick Dastardly's involved, we're in for one of his many, many, many mishaps.
I want to see a sequel to Cars where the Fat Controller takes over. and then punishes everybody horribly.
Yes, yes, I know. I've seen the art.
I'm gonna be turned into the lair.
I've seen the whole thing about how that controller is a terrible dictator.
He is though. He's a nasty human being.
He is. Taking a legal shortcut, Ollie.
It's not illegal. It's not illegal if they haven't blown up his car.
Get the blue shell.
Are you only taking these shortcuts because you can't keep up with them without it?
Yes.
Kind of sucks a bit.
Hey, all racing games have a shortcut in there somewhere. It's just Ollie sucks at handling.
Hey Sam, remember Wacky Racists?
Oh god, yes, I remember that Wacky Racist that was run by Bernard Manning in his fat cuntmobile.
I remember my first racing game. I couldn't resist the urge to smash into other cars. Even though the guy who showed me this racing game kept on saying...
You couldn't resist the urge to smash into other cars? Are you sure that you weren't, oh, what's his name?
Armageddon. Or Twisted Metal.
George Michael, yes.
I don't remember.
Ollie knew what I was talking about.
No, he isn't George Michael because he wasn't asleep at the wheel and masturbating while crashing.
I do remember playing Motorstorm Apocalypse. I think that was probably my favourite racing game.
You seem more like a Twisted Metal kind of person to me, to be honest, Jack.
No, I don't really have much respect for Sweet Tooth, given that he's fought against two people I like, namely the Joker and Kratos. Ollie, when you're coming close to a twister, it's probably best you not go in it.
Think that George Michael got lots of hand wipes for Christmas.
I think George Michael got a lot of sunglasses for Christmas.
He also gave away his organs after Christmas. On Boxing Day of all days.
I wonder if the racing stuff is why Dick Dastardly ended up having to do the chase a pigeon.
Yankee Doodle Pigeon.
I'll always remember the number of times he got hurt.
What's that, McLeod?
Do you think that, like, when John Hurt was, like, on the pool, like, he'd been out with a girl and he'd been with a girl, he'd go, "You've been hurt, baby." I don't know about John Hurt's sexuality.
I think he was straight.
Well, I always assumed he was a bit of a ladies' man for some reason.
Ollie's good at crashing. It's kind of, you know, something he's very good with.
Oh, I'm surprised I never saw you play Motorstorm Apocalypse, Ollie. You probably whiz at that. Crashing is the point.
Has anyone played Destruction Derby?
No, but I have a poster of it.
Isn't it Demolition Derby?
Go Power Rangers!
Now, which theme are you doing? Are you doing the original one or the movie one?
Me, just then I was just doing something off the top of my head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least he's not singing that. At least he's not singing that we've got to revive Zordon to the theme of Cat Scratch Fever.
Probably gonna do that now, Sam.
I don't think he will.
Boy, you don't think he's got the guts?
Digital champions to save a digital world.
Okay, he's doing Digimon. See, I told you he wouldn't do it. He just did a different song.
Yeah. Oh, stop the bomb! Oh, fuck the bomb!
You're not going to take a driving test, are you, Ollie?
Why? Because everyone's in his blind spot, which is usually in front of him.
Did you know that, Stevie Wonder had his own car that he could drive on his own private property?
Oh, nice.
The only thing is he couldn't see cars in his blind spot. But no, he actually did. It wasn't a joke, he actually did.
Okay.
I can just imagine him accidentally running over the mailman and stuff like that. Janine, is that you? You just killed another mailman.
Look, we've already done that. We've already done the really where I said that if I had a job for a day and I could have any job I wanted, I would be the guy who dresses Stevie Wonder up, so I could dress him up as Coco the Clown.
Would you also replace his piano with like a kiddie's piano?
No, I wouldn't.
The only idea I can think of for a car game is the Grand Tour Zombie Apocalypse Special.
Sounds like Carmageddon.
Something I just made up. Jeremy
Do you
Clarkson,
think that
James
Dastardly
May,
and
Zombie Apocalypse.
I almost said Peter Mandelson. I don't know why I nearly said Peter Mandelson. He's not even remotely similar to the person I was thinking of.
I mean, these days I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson has actually technically set a new national record for fastest amphibious cars.
I just don't know why he was cast in the Dragon Ball GT remake. I mean, I don't really picture him as any character, to be honest. Maybe Perfect Cell as a push.
I'll tell you what though, I did think of Ollie being in the cast for a Dragon Ball Z abridged of the first series when Emperor Pilaf makes his first appearance. Because I imagine Ollie doing his Widow Clanky saying, well, tell him to peel off!
Remember when I accidentally called Donald Duck Ronald Duck?
No.
Duck him up.
Couldn't you have a faster vehicle given the fact that you travel through space with this?
You'd think.
I mean, to travel through space you have to be fast enough to make escape velocity, right?
I think it's funny that Pete just blew himself up with his own bomb.
He really is Stinky Pete, isn't he?
Not of Toy Story, we're not at that particular level yet.
Not for another year at least.
Saw that coming.
It seems that we've got a lot of things to wait for in 2019. We've got the new Game of Thrones as well, which isn't coming out till... Why did you fly into that?
See ya.
Okay, here's a game to play. Take a movie or a franchise or something like that, you know, and everything stays exactly the same, except you have to recast one person as the most unsuitable person possible, but keep their dialogue, their mannerisms, everything the same, and nobody has to react any differently to the fact it's someone completely different. For example, replacing, you know, Ron Weasley with, what did I say the other day? Let's just say Bob Hoskins. So in other words, he is Bob Hoskins even as a first year in Harry Potter.
I would have had Hannibal Lecter.
Anthony Hopkins. Oh my god.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins.
So Anthony Hopkins would be dressed in a school uniform that's way too small, being Ron Weasley, and no one would have to react differently to him.
Yeah.
Does that mean in the 8th movie there has to be a scene where Anthony Hopkins is making out with Emma Watson?
Or have him as Malfoy.
No, that would be too, you know, well done. He would have all of Ron's dialogue, so you'd have to hear Anthony Hopkins go bloody hell all the time. And there'd have to be a scene where he threatens a child and says eat slugs. They would have had to have filmed Anthony Hopkins vomiting slugs. Think about that.
What's the name of the actor who plays Rimmer?
Chris Barry.
How about Chris Barry as Jack Sparrow?
No, you're not changing the character, you're changing the actor.
I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a jar of dirt. But it's Rimmer.
How about Pirates of the Caribbean, except Jack Sparrow is played by Danny DeVito?
I don't really know
I
Danny
got a
DeVito.
jar of dirt. So what? You just have Jack Sparrow sound like an Italian Guido?
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
Hey, forget about it. Oh god, the dad from Matilda is Jack Sparrow.
Well, how's about John Wayne as Barbosa?
I'm gonna eat a bushload of apples, Pilgrim.
Okay, here's one.
Ghost stories, girl.
Here's
You're
one.
living
Schindler's
one.
List, except Oscar Schindler is played by Snoop Dogg.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's Nazi and nice.
But the dialogue stays exactly the same, and no one, refers to him as black. He's just playing the character. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. But Oscar Schindler is played by Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah.
Isn't there some way of upgrading the vehicle on him?
I don't know that you can.
Maybe you just need to try and drive in a straight line.
Okay, Harry Potter, except Dwayne The Rock Johnson plays Harry Potter in every movie.
Well, that will tell you what the plot said, huh?
Yes, as he is now. So basically, you've got like a man, a middle-aged man, playing a 10-year-old boy in the first movie.
You told the Rock his parents died in a car crash. You jabroni.
But he would have to do every line the same and everything the same. Oh my god, Dwayne Johnson would have to make out with Ginny Weasley in like the 6th movie.
Oh god, considering I showed Liz some of the old stuff with The Rock in his last major run with WWE, when he was wrestling the Hurricane, of all people.
Right.
And he spent most of the time talking about his penis. Because the Hurricane would joke and claim that Hakuma Sensei from the Scorpion King actually meant I have a tiny penis. And then he even admits it was I'm bringing all my powers, my X-ray vision. Yeah, your X-ray vision. Yeah, my cape vision, my lightning vision, your tiny penis, my tiny. Whoa! Easy there, big fella. I know your ass. You're the hamburglar. Get the Rock a cheeseburger. Oh yeah, The Rock eliminated you in that battle royal. Who you all over there with Grimace? Ronald McDonald, all your little friends McDonald land.
I wonder if there's some way we can
Technically, Harry Potter killed a grown man with his bare hands in his first year. Think about that for a second.
Melted his face.
No!
Yeah, he melted his face.
Imagine if he touched anywhere else but his face. Oh shit, 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 shit. Oh, Ollie, no!
It doesn't matter.
Why, are you that far behind or are you that far in front?
Oh, God, he made it. He made it. Oh, okay. He did. He just got hit by a tornado and then hit by the second one.
The Lion King, except Simba is replaced by a live-action Marilyn Manson in every shot.
Youngs, just wait. Next time I'll climb.
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
A cart must have sprung the ring.
Gone for good. Nobody's gonna vote for a
Yes, that is the reason why your vehicle lost to another vehicle that
It's not even a weasel vote.
Chip means the Million Dreams Award. It's a very popular part of our Dream Festival. Everyone in town votes for who we think is the most
Maybe the chipmunks tampered with his brakes.
And since everybody knows how much of a trouble
We're gonna kill that fucker!
he probably figured wearing a disguise was the only way he'd get any votes. No votes, no prize. Yeah, the prize is all he really wants.
I came here looking for some.
Care about being a good citizen. Oh, I think that's very sad.
Let's vote for Uncle Scrooge as the most exemplary
Do you think that
citizen.
Minnie Mouse is wearing that dress because she's secretly pregnant?
It depends on what part of the surface population you want reduced. I know there's a vast number of individuals who I'd like to see dead.
Well, I got something out of it too. I learned that you don't always have to bend the rules to reach your goals. All this time, I've been staring into the dark.
I'm still voting for Scrooge McDuck.
That doesn't mean I have to jump in.
Good, a Scottish person needs power.
I believe I heard a rumour that Scrooge McDuck is literally the richest character in all of fiction.
22, 50.
He sure is.
I think we should be more
Got
amazed
about
over the fact that he can
35
dive
minutes
into
or so.
pennies.
Is that to get to the
It's real skill.
That's to get to the station. No, that's to before and after guard.
Ah, right. 35.
Well, yeah,
My
it takes real
friend's
skill to
at
swim through
10:55.
solid matter.
Probably got a, we've probably got time for one more level.
Yeah, we got time.
It depends what the level is, isn't it? You had trouble finding that save point last time, didn't you, Ollie?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? The one with the
Jack.
rainbow, what's that land called?
It's Michael Jackson land.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Oh wait, no, that's Neverland.
Jack,
Neverland. What?
My point exactly.
was Telly Savalas the best Blofeld?
Which one was he?
The bald one in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
No, the one from before, the one on... You only looked twice was, he's the original.
But Telly Savalas was more action orientated.
So, Blofeld isn't meant to be action oriented, he's a villain who sits on the sidelines. Although I think most people prefer the Blofeld from Russia with Love, where he sits behind a chair stroking a cat and pushes a button and someone dies.
So he was stroking his white pussy.
That's right, throw the Keyblade. One of these days it's not going to bloody come back.
Well, then
thing is, Telly
the
Savalas is Telly Savalas, you know. He's the
They
best.
call me Ernest Blofeld.
He's not the nicotine
How shit was
thing.
Christoph Waltz as Blofeld though?
Not
Who's basically
very.
just Littlefinger.
What's wrong with Littlefinger?
The one in the new one, Inspector.
Yes, again, what's wrong with Littlefinger?
The fact that he already exists.
Yes. Blofeld is a bald man with a cat. Littlefinger is a guy from Game of Thrones.
So?
They're
Where's
different
the
people.
cameras?
You can't patch this man off as Blofeld, and you can't come up with all this BS that he was behind it the whole time. There was no build-up, they came up with that at the last minute, they didn't even have the rights to Spectre when they made those movies, so they basically just BS'd their way through the plot.
So?
It would be like
What
if...
do you mean, so?
Yeah. It would be like if we went through Dragon Ball Z and said that, I don't know,
After watching it,
Zamasu was behind the events of Dragon Ball.
after watching On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I've already put up with the worst Bond film, so I can easily deal with Spectre.
At least the plot was flawless. You name one plot hole in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
The fact that Bond kept getting beaten up by henchmen.
He kept what?
He was getting beaten up by henchmen.
No, that
never
just happened.
It didn't happen with any of the other 007s.
Well...
Some people are just skilled, better skilled than other people's goons.
Yes. Well, no, actually, Sean Connery got shot at by a grandma who was packing heat in Goldfinger. Remember when he goes through the border patrol and there's a nice old lady and she waves and then she gets out her machine gun and shoots at him?
Put that gun back in your purse, you silly old slag. I'm sorry, did I just go too old man Sean Connery? Put that gun away, you stupid little... Put that stupid gun away, you stupid slag.
There's two villains in Diamonds Are Forever that take pictures of a dead woman and send them to a classroom full of children.
Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd.
Yes, they're the best.
No, they're not.
Oh my god, they are awesome. They're just so
I
hilarious.
found Necros from Living Daylights far much more entertaining.
I'm not comparing the two.
You should, they're both assassins.
But Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd are the only Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd out there.
True enough. I mean, 007 has a knack for encountering unique assassins. All assassins in Bond films are unique in their own way.
Also, weren't they the first openly gay sort of movie villains in film?
I know they were the only openly gay ones in a Bond movie.
I think so.
Boy who's after the light. If it's not Benitez...
I mean, unless of course you count Xenia on atop what she said to Natalia, wait for your turn. Something,
Maybe you could tell me more about this boy who's troubling
something which we would never get a chance to see because Bond killed her before we got chance.
Are you annoyed that we didn't get any lesbianism in GoldenEye?
No, I was merely pointing something out. I literally couldn't care less if they did.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I don't mind.
I don't mind either. I don't care.
You know, Blofeld was just a puppet.
Right. I got you covered.
Well, yes, he was a puppet of the director of the film.
No, he was being controlled.
Story is him being manipulated by people.
And say what you will about the one from Spectre.
I'll tell you who the real villain is.
Go on.
His cat.
What, so the cat is controlling Blofeld's mind?
Yes.
You know, I thought that after I watched the first few minutes of Diamonds Are Forever, but my brother laughed at me, so I fought against it.
But it's the fact that they show him after the Go to Hell Blofeld bit as well. They show the cat, and they wouldn't do that if the cat wasn't important.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I wondered about that. Say what you will about the Blofeld from Spectre, but at least he was a villain who stood on the sidelines, unlike the one from On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
He did his own dirty work.
Blofeld is the type of person who sits on the sidelines.
Unless he needs to for his plan, unless he needs to intervene.
Being controlled by his cat.
The only criticism I have on Her Majesty's Secret Service is that Blofeld didn't use Telly Savalas' catchphrase of "Who loves you, baby?" He should have said that at several points in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like at the very end he goes, "Who loves you, baby?" That's right, no one, because she's dead! How could that be?
No. The only good moments in the film when Tracy died.
Oh, it was such a good scene!
Yes,
so well done!
Film,
such a good shock ending!
I don't like it when Bond gets married, falls in love. I like him to be the emotions assassin.
That's what makes it so unique. His character progresses and develops, and at the end he's ready for sort of the darkness of the role and revenge and stuff, which is a bit undercut in Diamonds Are Forever because like he kills him in the first 10 minutes and then never mentions it again.
I want it to be business as usual at MI6.
Exactly, it becomes business as usual at the very end. When it's like, well, this is the life I chose, and then, you know, like in the next movie, like he kills Blofeld in 10 minutes, so a bit pointless really. Or at least he thinks he does, you know what I mean? He's satisfied his need for revenge.
And the bit in Wolves Not Enough when 007 realises that the money he brought back from Spain is being stolen, he's rushing through MI6. Q sees him just running through Q branch and he just shakes his head. And he steals the Q boat. And Q says, "Stop! Stop! It isn't finished!" And then he says, then later on he says it was a fishing boat. Who touches...
You know how those people that think that the moon landing is faked? Guys. You know how there's people that think that people mooned the... mooned? Almost said mooned the fake landing. Faked the moon landing. That idea originated from Diamonds Are Forever, where they were filming a movie about astronauts, and then James Bond goes on set and steals the moon buggy. I actually can't even remember why he did it, but he stole the moon buggy and then drove it through the desert. I don't think he was doing it to be an arsehole. I think there was a story reason for him stealing the moon buggy.
Admittedly, I found the aeroplane chase scene from Live and Let Die to be somewhat funnier. Just a bit at the end when he's torn the wings off the plane, scared the pilot to death, and then he says, "Same time tomorrow, Mrs. Bell?"
What do you think of the resolution of Jaws' character arc, Jack?
Yeah, I liked him better in Spy Who Loved Me, when he wasn't trying to be funny.
And when he doesn't fall in love with the woman and then defect.
Oh, Dolly.
Yeah, the one with the little one, and then... Did you know that the rope he bit through was actually made of licorice? In real life?
I think so, yeah.
I say in real life, like not in the movie, because, you know, it's not fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I think Jaws' funniest moment was in the first film when he tries to throw that rock at Bond and the Bond girl, but they drive away, so he puts the rock down and accidentally brings it on his foot.
That was a good moment. Jaws is one of the only characters that sequential villains that appears in another Bond movie.
Yeah, but second time round he wasn't particularly very good. Spent too much time trying to be funny and less like a killer.
What's your opinion on Sergeant Pepper, you know, like the southern cop guy?
He was hilarious.
He was, wasn't he? Thank you.
No, son of a bitch, I got him!
I don't remember the Bond cartoon that was on in the 90s.
No,
James
tell
Bond
me more,
Jr.
Sam.
Oh, you didn't know about James Bond Jr., which is just a younger James Bond?
Oh, I knew there was something called James Bond Jr., but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it was a cartoon based around, on James Bond, and they even had Jaws in it, believe it or not.
So, was it about some sort of horny teenager that kept coming on to,
wasn't
you know,
a horny teenager,
13-year-old girls or something?
No, it was a kid's show. Although I will say,
Sure, what are you doing after class?
The only reason I remember it is because they used to make, because when it was on TV, they also used to make candy based on it, and there was actually like a long marshmallow chain thing which had a cartoon version of Jaws biting through it.
So is he a child or a teenager? I'm confused.
He's a teenager.
Bond is a teenager, but Jaws is a full-grown man.
That's brilliant.
So he's not James Bond.
Did James Bond Jr. develop his dad's sex drive?
For God's sake, I think it was... I don't know.
Sure, I would not mind getting her in detention.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Are we still talking about...
He's actually his nephew, not his son.
Oh.
I had a look at Miss Tim's skirt the other day.
Are we still talking about a children's show?
I don't know.
Would
what
he
the
be
hell
interested
happened,
in the
but-
teachers or the, like, his
Look, he wasn't in
female peers?
school. He wasn't in fucking school.
I imagine he's in
He was
school
actually
for some reason.
He was actually in
he
an
was
academy.
actually doing, he was actually an agent doing the missions and shit.
Oh, so he's not
He was
like
in
at
an
school, because I
academy.
can just imagine him being bullied, and then he just pulls out his water PPK and shoots the bully.
In the knees.
You will have to
Well,
stay
yeah.
after school.
Please bow for the national anthem.
I can just imagine him shooting the bully, and then he comes out with a one-liner like, you'll be staying late after school.
look, if you really want to know about the show, just look it up. I'm sure it exists. There's something to explain it. Although all I remember from it is the show itself, a little bit of the show itself, Jaws being in it, and the fact they made Marshmallow rope, chain at one point.
I know more about it.
Oh.
He actually
I
goes
just
to a
want a proper
spy
James Bond
academy.
Jr. series where he's at school and he's got like the sex drive at an early age and he just wastes bullies and stuff.
No, for God's sake.
Surprisingly,
He
he gets
unaccountably
a lot of
does.
girls in every season, every
Oh my
episode.
god, and it's like Harry Potter where all the teachers just happen to be supervillains and like the headmaster's Blofeld. Just think of that.
No.
And sometimes, and his motivation for foiling the teacher's evil plans is just so he can get out of doing homework.
No.
That would be a brilliant show.
No, it wouldn't.
Oh my god! And guess what? Moneypenny is like the secretary to the headmaster. No, Moneypenny would be a student as well, wouldn't she? Because they're around the same age. So Moneypenny would probably be just like, I don't know, like the prefect or something. What else would there be?
Q.
Yes, Q would be one of the teachers. He would teach metalwork or something like that. You know, like, I know, he's asked to just make... Or no, he could be like the know-it-all kid, and he is asked to make, like, I don't know, like a plant pot or something, and he just ends up making a plant pot that can be used as a bomb or something.
What about
Never joke about his work thing, that's fine.
Yeah, he'd be very deadpan and serious, like in the movies.
What about M?
Do you know who would be like the school bully? Because, you know, like they grew up together and stuff. Alec Trevelyan, he'd be like the school bully.
They didn't grow up together. Alec Trevelyan was a Cossack.
Yeah, but this is,
You
know, like a
easily just
light-hearted
said,
thing. Oh, what else?
So you're basically pitching James Bond by way of Recess.
Yes, James Bond by way of Recess. That's exactly it.
And that's
Well,
why the idea sucks.
M.
M
know,
stands for
boss.
Milk Monitor.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Utter one more syllable and I'll have you killed. Oh, have you been eaten by a treasure chest?
Oh.
I hate
What
to
about what about Knick Knack?
Oh, yeah, he'd just be like a young child.
He's the greatest Bond villain ever.
Scaramanga would have to make a cameo, wouldn't he? As maybe like
yeah.
a substitute teacher.
Or a student.
Or maybe even a student.
The golden pen.
Yes, the kid with the golden pen and he aces every exam.
Yes.
And they bring him into the
barrel
school
for
so
the
they can
golden
pass Ofsted's inspection. Oh my god, maybe James Bond's hired to assassinate the Ofsted man at one point.
Assassinate the Ofsted.
He kills people, he doesn't give a shit, he's an assassin. Even as a child. And we established that he's basically horny as hell, even as like a 13-year-old kid. We've established that.
I can't believe we're having this conversation. Can we get back to the game now?
But this is too good.
No, it isn't. I prefer
We're
talking
on to
about-
something.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
we've got to make this show.
not.
you know,
I think that Albert
Jack,
Broccoli
you
would be
just
proud of us.
Jack, you insisting on them not doing this is just encouraging them more.
Because I'm trying to educate people on the right path. I find myself unable
Yes,
to
but the
help
thing
them.
is that the problem with your whole putting them on the right path is not everyone is going to agree with you, and in fact most people are probably not going to agree with you, so will probably ignore. So you might as well teach a horse to ride a Ferris wheel. I mean, he'll
Also,
try, but it just will not work. It just won't work.
Oh, who does Robbie Coltrane play? What's his name again?
Valentine.
Yes,
Well,
he would be an
somebody-
exchange student.
Yeah.
See, they're just gonna keep going.
But he's a fat kid as well, you know, so he'd probably, like, you know, eat loads, and that would be his thing.
And he'd get bullied a bit.
Yeah, and he'd have caviar. They'd have caviar for their school dinners. Think about that.
That is some fancy school.
It is a fancy school, it's Bond, you know, he went to Oxford, so, you know, assumably the school would be all fancy and spy-like as well.
As I was
Oh my
saying,
god,
I
like,
was so
Pussy
really
Galore would be a
into
student, you know, and all of that.
Oh, and
Goldfinger would be the groundskeeper. That would be perfect.
Bonds can be played by David Spade. You know, he's like
Imagine this being like a
30 to
Disney
40-year-old
sort
man
of
who looks
channel
like a
thing.
child.
But obviously a lot less politically correct with a lot more killing and sexual scenes.
Oh, and the villain from Tomorrow Never Dies can be like the head of the newspaper club.
Oh yes! Oh my god, and he basically just dishes dirt on everyone.
Yeah.
I really want to make this now, this is brilliant.
That old codfish looks like he's found himself a new
Well, so my retort to your theory would be my favourite Anakin Skywalker line.
For the opening, would we have to make like a 3-minute intro with like a trippy music video and, you know, like a popular pop song that the teenagers would like?
Oh yeah.
You know, like you could get Taylor Swift in to do a few, you could get, you know, who else do the kids like? Ed Sheeran, I guess?
Little Mix.
Yeah, Little Mix, that'd be good, and
Careful, Ollie, he doesn't grow up, he's immortal.
Immortal doesn't mean invincible.
yeah.
If elves
Tell
can
that to
die,
Nigel
so can
Savage.
he.
He's the personification of death.
Really? I thought that was the Black Racer.
He has a powerful pencil. He charges $1 million a test.
That's the worst Lulu impression I've ever heard in my entire life.
It wasn't meant to be good.
Obviously.
Oh my god, I just thought of something! You know those sort of, what's he called, the graduation hats?
Caps.
Yeah, caps. That's what Oddjob has. And he can decapitate people with his graduation cap. That's perfect, isn't it?
There it is.
Maybe there's a scene where George is like eating loads of sweets from the Tuck Shop and it just ruins his teeth, and that's the, you know, the origin story of that.
Yeah.
What, so there's like a fucking bear trap in his mouth?
Maybe, like he's nicking all the sweets from the Tuck Shop, and they get their own back by putting like a bear trap in there, and that's what happens.
Well, I can just imagine it now. I'm sorry, Jaws, but the thing is that, ironically, your jaw's all fucked from eating all those sweets.
And Jaws is his nickname because they know he eats all the sweets. So it's just a nickname.
Yeah, so we can't even give you I don't want dentures. I look old. Well, here's a bear, and they just fashion a bear trap into his mouth.
Yes.
I'm a monster.
What is this?
pirate treasure.
Oh my god. Maybe Blofeld's actually the head of Ofsted, and it's actually a 6-letter sort of, you know, acronym. Extortion is my business, Mr. Headmaster.
I picked a fight over nothing.
Oh, it was all good fun. Not every day I get to fight such a good swordsman. Say, what's your name anyway?
Are we finished now?
M can be the homeroom teacher.
They said something about a shooting star.
M can be the homeroom teacher.
Good idea. I like the idea of that. Do you think that, like, maybe Xenia would always be getting detention because she'd always be getting in trouble at school?
Well, I should be
Oh yeah.
No, she'd be in piloting school. Ex-Soviet fighter pilot.
Maybe the school bus would just be like some sort of secret stealth plane or something.
No, you're ripping off Sky High now.
Samedy.
Mr. Fleming, will you sign my DVD of James Bond Jr., which of the babies...
Maybe he loses his hand in a sort of gymnastics accident.
What a piercing ball!
Piercing ball. There's no such expression.
I know, but he landed right next to a crusher, right, and you know, it was obviously meant to. He obviously meant to say crushing ball, but he missed, and we're trying to make the best of a bad situation.
No, he knows he's about to fail a test, so he thinks of some sort of lame excuse to shoot the examiner, and then says, "He was testing me."
Well, remember when we had that mixer at New Year's, and then I asked Moneypenny if she'd like another finger, obviously meaning another finger in a drink. Self-explanatory. Well, James, rolls his eyes back like he's having some kind of stroke, and then says, "Oh, you can always fit another finger in Moneypenny."
First.
He's so what? I know. The worst thing is I don't think Moneypenny was the least bit turned on. Well, I remember the Dennis situation. What? You remember it? You remember Dennis? Yeah. Well, he made a comment about James's cigarette case. What did he say? He said it looked gay. Well, it is. James then picks him up and throws him through a window, and then he gets his spine severed through a railroad spike. And then James walks over to him and says, "What a piercing ball!"
Piercing ball.
Oh, Dr. No is a science teacher.
Oh yeah.
And he's called that because he gives very harsh grades. Oh, I know what happens. Oh, you know number 2? Like, the reason why he's only got one eye is because he stuck his head out the window during a field trip and then hit a sign.
Or what if he did art class and actually stabbed himself in the eye when he got slapped on the back of the head and he landed on his
God,
scissors?
yes.
That's
So you mean he accidentally
that's actually how someone in my school actually lost their eye.
He accidentally got joked.
When I went to primary school, someone actually did lose their eye doing that.
Let's make James Bond look like a young version of George Lazenby.
Yes, definitely. Got to be the lays and
The laser.
the laser. Laser.
This
Georgie. Georgie boy. The big G.
Oh my lord.
We got all the
If I had an
time in
audience,
the
we'd be
world.
alienating all of them right now.
Well, it seems you found the Lost Boys.
What's that?
And they're not vampires. That's awesome.
Can I take a look?
Oh look, it's the codfish.
I admit, I love the movie when he just stabs that guy with his hook and tosses him overboard. I didn't hear a splash. Didn't you? Well, why don't you go see what happened then?
Maybe the school bus is a special school bus model of the Aston Martin.
Doing what my heart tells me.
Oh, totally.
They were exclusively contracted to build a school bus for this school.
Hook starts flying.
And his pal at school is obviously Felix Leiter, you know. That's obviously like his best friend at school. You know, he's the cool kid that comes from America and...
Yeah.
Every star up there is another world.
Mayday.
Oh my god, what would she be in this?
She would be like top athlete.
Yes, you know, like, she carried the school
The
team.
light is their hearts,
Yeah.
and it's shining down on
Oh,
us
and
like a million lanterns.
I imagine the Christopher Walken kid's a bit of a snitch for some reason.
In other words, it's like you.
It's Christopher Walken.
I'm watching time.
I want to know
I'm watching my
now.
time. I've got another half an hour or so.
Mega Man, we need to talk. Guy.
Gonna be 5 minutes.
Wow, guys.
Oh my god.
I imagine it's
I
an
don't remember
animated series or a live action. Do you imagine it's animated or live action?
Animated.
Animated,
Yeah.
obviously.
If it was animated, you could get Christopher Walken back to reprise his role.
I'll tell you what.
He's not gonna reprise
Put the
his role.
stuff that's really special.
It'd be brilliant.
That can be your treasure.
One thing, I imagine he's got too much sense like me to have anything to do with this project.
I just wonder what I'd put in there.
I've rejected better ideas than this.
No, you haven't. Let's be honest. No, you haven't.
Here's some names for episodes. View to a Class.
This light, it's so warm.
Detention another day. Oh, maybe the world is not enough is also the form room's motto.
Somewhere out there, there's this tree with star-shaped fruit.
Why is this place making me think of the island where you started off on the Kingdom Hearts games?
Because it is. That is Destiny Island.
Oh,
Aqua.
Yeah, you go to Destiny Island with all the characters at one point. It's to add in. It's just to add, you know,
Looks
connection.
like all the things that once held us together
Got
Well,
about
next
10
time-
minutes.
further away.
Yeah,
I wonder what the
think
next
now the light is
title
letting me hear.
of this is
say
going to be,
after this
Ollie.
cutscene and
What
then
am I
we'll call it
supposed to
stream.
do?
Wonder what you're going to call the next stream, Ollie.
George Lazenby is God.
How about
Slow down. Let's just
The
wait
Night
for
is
me.
Young and Full of
Keep it up
Terror?
already. Come on, Sora. I can't run
That's
anymore.
actually not a bad idea.
That is actually good.
Well done, Jack.
Yeah.
You've made your major contribution to this episode.
Yeah.
Better than your contributions, Seb.
Oh no, Seb still holds it. Although I have to take credit for reminding everyone of James Bond Jr.
Yes, Sam, you were the instigator.
And now I think what Seb needs to do is probably go on YouTube and look up James Bond Jr. just so he can laugh at its existence.
It's a bad I want to write a script to this and pitch it.
You call that running?
Why
You know,
not?
for a
You actually
pilot
have made some.
episode. It would have to be pitched
One
to
more.
Warner Brothers, wouldn't it?
Write it.
I think I will.
I'd read it.
I'm writing a novel now. I think I might actually write this just for fun afterwards.
We'll do a reading of it. for-
And we'll do a reading of it, yes.
What about Una Clem?
Oh, good one. Wait a minute. She'd just be like the really nasty teacher no one likes.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
did you come from the outside world?
I imagine if you was to show the script
Why
to
would you say
anyone,
that?
Seb, someone would probably read the first
Because
sentence
nobody
and
lives out
say,
here.
"This sounds crazy."
I know you're not from
Read,
the
reading
main
the rest will always value
Smart
in
kid.
seconds.
But Crazy's awesome.
Yeah, Crazy unfortunately sells.
Yeah, it's the new clever.
This is where we like to play.
If you're Deadpool,
But it won't let us row out here by ourselves.
Take a look at Mr. Pickles.
Oh god, yeah.
It's hard, huh?
It would be a mental show, but it would be awesome.
So,
So
would
I said
Bond be
I was
chilling out with his friends in the schoolyard.
And making trouble never looking too hard.
and shooting bullies apparently.
Yes, he would. He would shoot bullies dead.
Hey look, it's Xehanort.
So how did you get here anyway?
Then it's Riku.
Is there
I thought it was
some
just at the
reason
back
you're
of
interested in
someone's
the
head,
outside
but
world?
alright.
Yeah. I want to be stronger.
And then there's little
Like
Riku.
that kid who left. He went to the outside world.
Hugo Drax as the astronomy teacher.
Yes,
I know
perfect.
it's out there
Oh, and
somewhere.
he does a bottle rocket competition in one episode.
Strength for what?
You know, like my friends.
Just remember to take your amnesia pill before you go to bed, Seb.
Oh, would there be
Outside this
a Dr. Christmas special?
is a much bigger one.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there would be. Think about that for a second.
Oh yeah.
As in Christmas Jones from World's Not Enough,
Yes.
the nuclear engineer.
Looks like Christmas has come early
Through
again.
this simple act of taking,
He's
you
13!
shall one day be.
Fucking hell.
And you will find me, friend. No ocean will contain you then. No more borders around.
I would not mind feeling her
So
presence.
long as you champion the ones you
You
love.
do know that Christmas Jones doesn't even like those sorts of jokes about her name.
I know, but he makes one at the end of a movie and she likes it.
She warmed up to him.
Yeah, she warmed up to him.
And all he had to do was save the world.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta keep this
imagine
a
anyone
secret,
else,
okay?
I imagine anyone who hasn't would
Otherwise, all
fail
the magic will
miserably.
wear off.
Then again, it makes more sense than in Goldfinger when, you know, Pussy Galore warms up to him for no reason at all.
You know.
Other than saving her life.
Why won't you tell me?
Yeah, but
Who was that guy?
didn't he, like, slap her and stuff and everything?
Maybe. Oh, there you
No,
go.
you're thinking
Just
of
tell me.
the one from Russia with Love.
Yeah, he slapped
Yeah,
her. Like, why does she like him? That's weird.
There you go. I'm like the best secret
Plus,
teacher.
These movies are messed up.
Just won a free-fall competition with.
Oh my god, Mr. Wint and Mr. Kid would be the AV club.
Right. My friends matter to me too. So.
And they'd,
I still
like,
have
you know,
things
wheel
that
the trolley along while their sinister music plays. That'd be brilliant. And maybe the nerdy kids as well. Oh my god, and that, you know, Yes, I'm Invincible guy from GoldenEye would be a nerdy kid too, and, you know, he'd think he's popular but he's not.
Is it Ben?
Master Terra, find me. We must speak at once.
Master Xehanort.
It'd be funny if it was like a common theme in every episode, he accidentally gets frozen at the end by liquid nitrogen. Bit of a meta joke there. There'd be loads of meta jokes.
Right, I think.
Yeah, I better go.
Alright, I'll save.
You will. Ah, that was a good one.
So yeah, well, what do you reckon, guys? I'm gonna let Seb out now. Should we end the stream here as a tiny way of doing it, or should I just?
Liz has got to be up early in the morning, so I'm probably not going to be around much longer because she's got to be up at like 7.
Alright, to be honest, I'm pretty tired anyway, so I think.
Yeah, I best catch this
Yeah,
train.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
do whatever I want.
Okay, well, you
can-
do that.
Alright. Okay. Well, thanks.
You can do anything you want, including watching on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
You're right, I can, but I won't.
Really? Ah, actually, Tomorrow Never Dies is a decent one, to be fair.
Spectre.
You'd rather watch Spectre?
Yeah.
There's no hope for humanity, folks. There's no hope.
On that note, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next
Ooh,
time.
look at me, I was behind it all along. I'll see you next time. And I've got hair! I've got hair!